Hello and welcome to another update video about ADA. So ADA is showing some friendly price action after it broke out of our descending wedge. We did talk about this wedge pattern obviously in the previous video. I did highlight that a breakout above the wedge would be a first indication that a low could be in. And when that occurred, I already posted on Discord and Telegram this updated Elliott wave count, something I'm purely observing at this stage because it hasn't got 5 waves up yet, but it is a bullish potential, and that is how it would need to look like in a breakout. So we're going to talk about that in a minute. That breakout of the wedge is certainly has bullish implications, and the breakout above the previous swing high as well. Yeah, I mean the breakout of the wedge itself, not necessarily too much, but that break above the swing high here at 36 cents is certainly something meaningful. Does it mean it will go up? Does it mean the correction is finished yet? Probably not yet. I'd like it to be finished, to be honest, because it did hold support. It is looking quite healthy actually, this structure, even though I don't necessarily like the idea of a flat pattern in a wave 2, because it would be wave 1 up here and then an A wave down, a B wave up, and a running flat in wave C, or actually a WXY is better in this case. But then again, if that happens in a wave 2, it probably has bullish implications, because a flat pattern means we don't really get a new low. And that is actually quite bullish. So I think we can be prepared for a possible third wave rally if it follows through now. And that third wave rally could take us to 50 cents plus, possibly in the next couple of weeks. No, not couple of weeks, couple of months. But yeah, it's a bit too early to confirm that. I mean, this can still stretch out as a correction. Yeah, it's until we have 5 waves up. I'm not going to confirm any low here, but it's the potential I'm observing. And as long as they rally from here, the altcoins, the expectation would be fulfilled, because as you know, against 31.3 cents, we can focus on higher. As long as we hold the lower boundary, the lower support area of that box here, we can focus on higher, and the trend or the count is basically intact, right? Yeah, I mean, the only thing is it only produced a 3-wave move to the downside. So that leaves still on the table the option of a 1-2-1-2-1-2 setup. Don't really believe that anymore. I took it off the chart yesterday. Or a running flat. But the running flat would not be an ABC. It would be a so-called WXY. So what am I going to do now? I'm going to take off the ABC off the chart. And I will add WXY. It's, in my opinion, still a little bit too early to confirm a breakout here, even though it has become much more likely by breaking above 36 cents, and that's the reason why I'm changing the count. Don't treat it as unchangeable though, because in the end, in a correction, things can change quite frequently. And the problem is that a WXY is always a bit of a flawed correction. It's not an ideal correction, because if it fails to create an ABC, that's when it creates a WXY, and it's not ideal. So I'm not happy with calling a bottom here without seeing 5 waves up first, and then ideally 3 waves down. Okay, but it's something I'm observing now, and this is certainly a potential that's worth watching. But it would need to be a WXY. But because it's a WXY, I want to get confirmation by seeing a 5-wave structure to the upside, which I don't see yet. So I hope that's clear. Either way, I mean, we have come into support, and we're waiting for a breakout anyway. So I'd be quite happy if it finally occurs, but it really needs that break. First of all, I think you can still draw some kind of a channel here. It's not perfectly defined, but I think we can do that. And also what it needs to do now, obviously create 5 waves and ideally break above the X wave high. Then we talk about 38.6 cents. So if I'm zooming in now, looking at lower degree price action, it looks like it did a wave 1-2. It might be working on the 3rd wave now. Now I did post it, I think, on Telegram earlier, the target for the 3rd wave, because we had a possible 1-2 setup. So the target for the 3rd wave was, basically 37 cents. So nearly reached. So maybe the 3 is already in. If we get the 4 now, and this is then a moment of truth, because this is now where it's going to be decided, do we actually get 5 up or only 3? Because it could fail now easily, right? Because we only have 3 waves up. But if we want to get 5, there's a certain price level it needs to hold. And that is the 35.7 cent level. As long as it's holding now 35.7, it can give us that 5th wave to the upside. So yeah, that is the situation we're in. If it breaks below that level, 35.7, then it again increases the probabilities that actually we are going to make another low. I mean, so far I've changed the count now, but it doesn't mean I'm completely forgetting about the count with one more low, because it only created WXY and we only have 3 waves up. So unless it creates 5 up now, it will probably break down. So it's all about seeing, waiting, having a bit of patience, waiting for those 5 up to get confirmation. Maybe tomorrow. And eventually, I mean, if you look at this, zooming out, it has only made a higher high. It's made, a lower high, compared to the previous ones, and another lower low. So it's, it's far from confirming that a low is in. We need 5 up, 3 down, and a break above the X wave high. So in terms of the wave count to confirm it, but we have obviously seen our pullbacks that we wanted to see. It has done enough in these corrections. It doesn't need to do any more technically, also in terms of the pullback. Yeah, it's come down far enough. Already in this wave W, it's come down far enough into our support zone. So yeah, at any point, be ready for a turnaround, but I'm still a bit skeptical. But yeah, this is one that is doing really well today, right? So you should now be aware of the key pattern that we need to see in the structures to call that a low was in. By the way, if a low was in, then that 3rd wave, maybe I'll give you that key target now. Assuming this was the wave 2 low now, for calculation purposes, I need to do that. The target for the 3rd wave then would be 45 cents. So based on this, then we should get a 4, and the 5 should take us above 50 cents. So that's sort of the structure I'm watching for at the moment. And I will keep you updated. So again, you should be aware of the structures we need to see for bullish continuation. You should be aware of the invalidation points, here 31.3 cents. And you should be aware of the key breakout levels that are relevant. All right, that's my update about ADA. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.